We're joining the Russian forces in fighting World War II in this episode of Airsoftology Reviews. So what I have here in my hands, some of you guys may know what it is and some of you guys may not. It's actually the PPSH-41. This is a Russian submachine gun that really made its name well known during the late years of World War II. So the real PPSH-41 fired a 25mm Tokarev round, like a pistol round. So consider this the Russian version of kind of like the MP40 or the Thompson submachine gun. But what you get is something that is really unique, very different, and will make you stand out on that airsoft battlefield. So first off on this, it's made by Lancer Tactical and it is made pretty much of steel and of wood, so really close to what the real one is. So let's start with the different components. First off, this huge steel shroud here in the front. It's actually really neat. It's got that nice heating, like exposed, open, vented area, so you don't burn your hands on the barrel like on the real one, but on the airsoft, of course, it doesn't matter. Then you do get the orange blaze flash hider here on the end. That is plastic, it's a plastic cap on the end. So for those of you who live somewhere legally you can take it off, or you want to do reenactments with this, it is removable and you can still stay truly faithful to the original. Moving on down the barrel, you do get a metal front sight, small post, not really that adjustable. I mean, it is, but it moves up just and down a little bit, kind of like the modern M4 style. A sling attachment point here on the left-hand side. Moving on back, you get an adjustable rear sight with two different flip-up sizes, so one a little taller, one a little shorter. Either one's gonna get the job done, but because this is a early 1940s machine gun, you're not going to get any rails. This is not a gun for accessories, so you will be using those iron sights quite often. But to be honest, they're not that bad to look down. There's actually pretty easy to get your sight picture and doesn't block too much of the area. Moving on, you do have a plastic cap here, but that's to break down the gun, which I'll show you guys here a little later. Moving on, of course, to the lower, you get solid wood here in the back. I mean, all the way down, nice wood stock, rubber butt pad, and underneath this butt pad, you can actually pop it off, like slide it to the bottom here, wiggle it on off a little bit, and that's where your battery lives. Tons of space in here, by the way, for your battery compartment. So you can put a rather large battery, like large cell nickel metal hydride batteries, or a pretty hefty LiPo, if you guys want to put in here for all day playing. Moving on to the fire controls, it's interesting because it's kind of cool. You do have one selector right here in front of your trigger, your metal trigger. It's a metal selector right here. Push it forward and it's semi-auto. Pull it back to you, and now you're in full auto. So that's it. That's how you control your semi and full. It's not so bad though, because it is kind of where your finger is, so you can kind of use it and press it up. It'll take a little bit of breaking in, but once it breaks in, you should be able to move it no problem and never take your hand off the trigger. Of course, other than the iconic front barrel, it's this guy right here, and this is what's neat. This is your 1400 round drum mag. So 1,400 BBs live in this guy. It's actually pretty neat. You have like the flip down mag release. You can get to it, but it flips out of the way so you don't accidentally bump it. Has a screw here on the front. You undo the screw, you take the entire top of this drum magazine off, and you just pour your BBs right on in to the top portion. The bottom portion has all the other guts from the high cap, that you hand wind, but the top portion is where the BBs go. And because it's Lancer, guess what? It's a flash mag. You have a flash mag here to pull or a standard winding wheel, your choice. So you can definitely keep this thing topped all the way off so you can hose down people with those 1,400 rounds. So under the hood, you get an elongated mech box. It's a little different than your standard. It's not like a version 2 or version 3, so it is gonna be a little different, but it does take pretty much standard parts, so you will be able to upgrade this. But chances are, if you're getting this thing, you're not gonna really do too much upgrading. Also, to access the hop up, it's a little different, but kind of in a great spot. You'll pull down the little bolt, and you look in the top here, and then there you have a giant dial to adjust the hop up. It's actually pretty easy to get to, has a lot of movement all the way around, and you're gonna really be able to dial in your BBs pretty easy. Plus, if you do wanna do any work on the barrel, like clean the barrel out, not damage anything internally, this is pretty neat. That plastic little cap I told you about, you actually push it forward with your thumb, and you can break the barrel open. So now it hinges open. You can look right down your barrel here, the way the back of your hop up is actually exposed, and you can do any work on your gun that way. Or if you have a jam for one reason, you get some dirt in the barrel, or a bad BB, you can get in there, clear it, super simple, and then when you're done, just snap it back forward, push that button, and you're back in the game. Taking this thing out to the Chrono, we saw just above that 350 mark. So like the 360-ish, 370 numbers for the FPS, which is actually an admirable number for a good field gun if you want to use it. Also, if your field allows under that 375 feet per second indoors for CQB, you're also good to go there. Plus, because you do get semi-auto, you do have the ability to actually use this in semi-auto mode for the fields that require that as well. Rate of fire is pretty good. It's variable depending on the batteries you put in there. So you're looking at the teens to mid to high teens depending on your batteries if you're running a 9.6 all the way up to an 11.1. So rate of fire is right on par with what you'd expect from a good solid AG. So rounding out this review, it's pretty cool. I do have one little gripe though, and this is kind of a little nitpicky, especially for you guys who want to do some reenactment. Cool gun, magazines are available, which is nice, it's a bonus, and they're actually pretty affordable. They're like under 40 bucks for an extra spare mag. You're not gonna need too many of these to keep it going. But I am a little disappointed. I do understand his branding to put this huge laser etched Lancer Tactical logo here on the side. I really kind of wish they went subdued, like stamped or something like that, because if you were going for like a reenactment or you want to do like some you know, cosplay or something around this, that logo, it's pretty big and right around the magazine can be a bit distracting. You're definitely going to want to try to cover that up. It is in a metal area, so you should be able to like cover it in problem, little repaint, but I guess out of everything on it, that's probably my only gripe on this gun. So guys, if you're looking for something for a World War II reenactment or just something very, very different that's not an M4 or an AK and you won't look like anybody else on the battlefield, definitely take a look at the PPSH. It's from Lancer Tactical, it's made by S&T. And of course, if you guys want to know more about this or pick one up, I'll have a link in the description below. As always, thanks for tuning in. If you're not currently a subscriber, click on the logo on the bottom right or in the description and you'll always be in the know. Plus, if you like what you saw in this video and want to learn more, I've got a link down there as well. And if you haven't had your airsoft fix just yet, click in the videos on the right or use the info button at the top of the screen for more. And as the saying goes, everyone has an opinion and I do want to hear yours. So give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down on this video, comment and share. Von Mother Russia.